Welcome. This channel brings you daily motivation and uplifting sermons. Subscribe now. And together let's reach 1,000 subscribers while building a positive, inspiring community. Sometimes we get overwhelmed by the idea of making our lives better. We look at where we are, and we look at where we want to be, and it feels like the distance is just too far. That's when we start to doubt ourselves. We think, there's no way I can get there. It's too big, too much, too hard. But I'm here to tell you, you don't need to climb that whole mountain today. You don't need to leap all the way to the top in one go. All you need to do is take one small step. Just one. Imagine this. You're holding a jar, and each day you drop in a single drop of water. At first, it might not seem like it's making any difference. The jar looks empty. But if you keep going, if you keep adding that one drop every day, eventually that jar is going to be full. And then, if you keep going, it's going to start overflowing. That's how small, steady improvements work. They don't feel big in the moment, but over time, they add up to something extraordinary. You see, the key to lasting growth isn't about big, dramatic changes. It's not about trying to fix everything all at once. It's about making the choice today, tomorrow, and every day after that to be just a little bit better. Maybe that means reading one page of a book. Maybe it means doing one extra push-up. Maybe it's spending a few minutes learning something new, or just getting out of bed a few minutes earlier. Whatever it is, find your 1%. And here's the beauty of it. 1% might not feel like much, but it's enough. It's enough to keep you moving forward. It's enough to build momentum. And once you have that momentum, it gets easier to keep going. Small steps, repeated consistently, turn into big changes. So today, right now, I want you to think about one thing you can do to improve by just 1%. Don't overthink it. Don't make it complicated. Just pick one small thing, something you can do today, and do it. Then tomorrow, do it again. And the day after that, find another 1%. And another. Keep doing that. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. 1% better every day. That's how you win. That's how you grow. That's how you climb mountains. One step at a time. You know, whenever you set out to make a change, resistance will show up. That's not a maybe. That's not a sometimes. It's a guarantee. Because life doesn't just roll out the red carpet when you decide to improve. No, life puts obstacles in your path. It puts doubts in your mind. It makes you question why you even started. And that resistance, it's crafty. It comes disguised as excuses. I'm too tired. I'm too busy. I'll start tomorrow. It shows up as fear. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? And sometimes it comes in the form of comfort. I'm fine just the way I am. I don't really need to change. That's the voice of resistance, trying to keep you right where you are. But here's the thing. Resistance isn't a signal to stop. It's a signal that you're on the right track. Think about it. If there's no resistance, it probably means you're not challenging yourself. It means you're staying in your comfort zone, doing what you've always done. But the moment you decide to improve even by just 1%, resistance shows up. Because you're stepping outside of that comfort zone. And that's a good thing. It means you're growing. So how do you beat it? How do you keep going when every fiber of your being wants to quit? You start by breaking it down. When the resistance feels overwhelming, you don't have to take huge steps. Just take one small action, one tiny step forward. Remember, we're talking about improving 1%, not 100%, not 50, not even 10. Just one. You can do one, right? And once you do that one thing, the resistance loses a little bit of its power. It weakens, it shrinks, and you become stronger. You also have to remind yourself why you started. Resistance loves to make you forget. It loves to distract you from your purpose, from that vision of a better you. So take a moment, every day if you have to, and remember why you're doing this. Maybe it's for your family. Maybe it's for your health. Maybe it's because you know you are meant for more. Whatever your reason, hold on to it. Use it as fuel when resistance comes knocking. And finally, understand that resistance is temporary. It's loud at first. It shouts in your ear. But if you keep showing up, if you keep improving by 1% every day, that voice gets quieter. It never goes away completely. It's always there, whispering in the background. But you'll learn to tune it out. You'll learn to push past it. You'll learn that the only thing standing between you and a better version of yourself is the decision to keep going. So the next time resistance shows up, don't run from it. Don't let it stop you. Look it straight in the eye and say, I see you, I hear you, but you're not in charge today. Then take that one small step, just 1%, and watch how you start to rise. 1% improvement doesn't sound like much. You might wonder if it's even worth the effort. After all, it's just a sliver, just a tiny fraction of what you hope to achieve. But here's the truth. When you commit to those small, steady steps, when you focus on making consistent progress, you're not just improving yourself, you're building something much more powerful. You're building trust in the process. The process is where real growth happens. It's not flashy. It's not immediate. It's the daily work you put in, the small wins you stack up over time. And if you trust it, if you commit to it, then one day you'll look back and see how far you've come. That's the magic of 1%. It's slow and steady at first, almost invisible, but it creates momentum. And once that momentum builds, it becomes a force of its own. But trusting the process takes patience. In the beginning, you won't see dramatic results. That's just how it works. You'll have days where it feels like nothing's changing. You'll have days where you wonder if it's all worth it. And those are the moments when you have to remind yourself that big things are built on small actions repeated over time. Those are the moments when you have to keep going, even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when no one else notices what you're doing. Because it's not about what happens in a day. It's not about what happens in a week. It's about what happens over the long haul. Each small improvement, each 1%, is a brick in the foundation you're laying. And that foundation is what will support everything you're working toward. The process isn't just a means to an end. It's what makes you stronger. It's what teaches you discipline, consistency, and resilience. So when you don't see instant results, don't give up when it feels like progress is slow. Don't stop. Trust that if you keep showing up, if you keep putting in the work, it will add up. Trust that every small step is bringing you closer to your goals. Trust that the process is shaping you into the person you want to become. And here's the most beautiful part. When you truly trust the process, you stop worrying about the finish line. You stop stressing over how long it will take. You just keep moving forward, 1% at a time. Because you know the results will come, the process becomes your focus. It becomes your routine. It becomes who you are. So trust it, stay with it, and keep improving 1% every single day. Before you know it, the process will have taken you farther than you ever imagined. When you commit to improving yourself, something remarkable starts to happen. At first, it's a private battle, a personal mission to become just a little better every day. But over time, as you grow stronger, more confident, and more capable, people notice. They see the changes, not just in what you can do, but in who you are. And that is when your growth becomes bigger than you. You see, your journey isn't just about you. It never was. Your decision to improve yourself by 1%, day in and day out, does something far more powerful than just elevate your own life. It becomes a beacon, a reminder to the people around you that growth is possible, that change is possible, that they, too, can break free from the chains of doubt, fear, and complacency. Imagine this. You're climbing a steep hill, one careful step at a time. At first, it feels like a lonely climb. But then you look back, and you see others starting to climb, following the path you're blazing. They may have doubted themselves before. They may have felt stuck. But when they see you, just a regular person making consistent progress, they begin to believe they can do it, too. And it doesn't stop there. Once they start their climb, others see them, and others see them. Your effort ripples outward, touching lives you may never even know. It's a chain reaction of growth and hope and inspiration. All because you made the decision to show up, improve by 1%, and keep going. But it's not just what others see, it's also what they feel. When people see you push through challenges, when they see you choose growth over comfort, they feel encouraged, they feel empowered. Your consistency reminds them that greatness isn't about talent or luck, it's about commitment and perseverance. And in a world where so many feel stuck or lost, that reminder is invaluable. It's life-changing. So, what does this mean for you? It means that every step you take isn't just about getting yourself to the next level. It's about showing others that they can do it, too. It's about showing them that there's no magic formula, no secret shortcut, just steady improvement. 1% at a time. You become a living example that progress is possible, and that every journey, no matter how challenging, begins with a single step. As you continue to grow, remember that your growth gives others permission to start their own journey. Your progress inspires them to believe that they can achieve more than they ever thought possible. By improving yourself, you help others rise, and together, as each of us strives for that 1%, we all climb higher. So don't just do it for you. Do it for the people who need to see that change is possible. Do it for the ones who feel stuck, who feel defeated, who need a reminder that their best days aren't behind them, they're ahead. Your growth can light the way for them, just as someone else's growth once lit the way for you. Keep climbing, keep improving, keep inspiring, and watch how your 1% every day turns into a legacy that lifts everyone around you.